And a very pleasant Tuesday evening to everybody. Ridgecrest Talk, and I am Tom Heck, and this is Justus Scott. He's the head baseball coach at Saracoso. Now tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about Saracoso baseball, but tonight we'd like to talk about a big event we have coming up this Saturday night, I beg your pardon. That'll be up at Saracoso. It'll start around 6:30, and we're going to be honoring some of the teams from the IWV, from K through 12, and it should be a very fun evening. We're going to have some door prizes and a few auction items, and I understand that we have autographed baseballs from several places, which we'll talk about, and also one of our coaches knows Pete Rose and got an autographed jersey from Pete, and that might even ended up being a pretty nice auction item. So we hope you'll come out and support the event. It goes towards Saracoso athletics, and it's a good cause, and the dinner's catered by Casey's. So stay tuned for more of that. Well, Coach, almost half the season for conference in the books. You've completed about a little more than half the season now total. Your thoughts, Penny, for your thoughts on what's been going on.
Well, it's been a year that's ups and downs, which a lot of times happens in college baseball, and I knew it was going to be that case, especially early. As we all know, we started off playing pretty well out of the gates, and then we faltered in a big way for about 8 or 9 games. But as of late, we're playing much better baseball, and it's strictly because we're playing defense. Getting a little better pitching, but we're catching most of the baseballs and throwing them where we're supposed to. So it's we lost the last game against San Bernardino Valley, in a last inning grand slam by their four-hole hitter. But up to that point, we were playing good baseball.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some of the adjustments you've made. Now, I know that there probably isn't one lineup that you've been able to keep all season long. I mean, it needs to be changed because of personnel and situations, but talk about right now what you got going, and talk about your pitching staff a little bit. Sure. and your thoughts on the Foothill Conference so far.
Well, first off, we've yes and no on the lineup and the roster changes. It's pretty much the same 9 or 10 guys are going to play because of lack of depth. But we're able to kind of switch some guys around defensively, which I think has helped our defensive situation and our defensive play that during that streak where we were playing so poorly. Having Kiefer being able to play shortstop, him or Omar, and moving Ezekiel Johnson to second base, it has helped us up the middle. Omar's a guy that he's really good behind the plate, but he's also a good little middle infielder. So that combination, moving those guys around a little bit and moving Dwight Taylor to the outfield has helped us out there too. So it's that, and plus just playing a lot of or I should say, defensively in practice, working on it a little bit more than you normally would this time of the season. Normally you'd just be combination of defense and swinging the bat, but we're probably doing about 80% of defensive work in practice. So the combination of those two things is, and maybe a little more mental confidence has gotten us over the hump a little bit. As far as the pitching staff goes, it's kind of by committee. We don't really have a set 3 guys. We did the first about month of the season, but with guys getting a little sore, a little tender, and plus some guys not pitching well, we've had to move it around a little bit. And right now we got 2 or 3 guys that didn't pitch a lot early, now getting some innings and doing well. And I'm sure it'll flip-flop here in a couple weeks where we have to change a little bit. But as of now, we're getting a little better pitching. As far as the Foothill Conference, it's good baseball. There seems like everybody's beating up on everybody except for us. We're as far as the wins losses in conference, we're a little bit we're at the bottom of the pile. Us in College of Desert. So, but it's still half the season conference left, and we'll see if we can make a run at it.
Mm-hmm. Now, upcoming, you've got a series with Barstow, and you've already played Barstow one time, and you had a nice comeback in that game. You lost 9-7, but you were down at one time 9-1, and really you guys fought back. And what's the upcoming series going to be like?
Well, the Barstow series should be a good one for us, and the same with College of the Desert. We got 6 games here in a row that if we play good baseball, we have a chance to win all 6. But again, we have to play fundamentally sound baseball, and we have a team that's almost has to play perfect, which is kind of unfair to him. Because again, mistakes happen, especially at this level. But we almost have to be perfect to get a W. With Barstow, they're similar to us in the degree that we're compatible teams. I mean, they're on paper and they're a little better up the middle than us as far as short, second, center, and behind the plate. And their starters, they got one or two good starters that just kind of throw a lot of strikes and compete. But with that being said, it's a pretty good matchup for us.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as last week goes, were you? I know you've been busy doing a lot of things out there. Any chance you've had to look and see what happened last week with other teams in the league at all? Or?
A little bit. I wish I was. I had more info for you, but we just. I glanced at him, and again, it seems like Rio Hondo is starting to win some games in a row, and so is San Bernardino. But other than that, guys are just kind of, win 2 out of 3. Drop 2 out of 3, so the middle of that pack is real close.
Mm-hmm. And you believe they're going to take 2 teams this year to the playoffs from the Foothill, or they have to?
They have to. So,
okay.
So the top 2 teams will make it right now. It's Rio and San Bernardino.
Okay, and they've been there quite often. In fact, at certain years, Rio Hondo has actually gone to the final, or the Final Four, before losing in the COA, the state of California, which is indeed pretty good. All right, let's talk about, real quick, pitching. And somebody asked me the other day, how fast is a good pitcher, a good fastball, in the junior college level?
Well, again, it ranges, but if you at this level, if you have a guy throwing from 88 to 90, that is a very good. I would consider it a hard throwing pitcher. At a Division I place, everybody you see pretty much is 88 to 90. So that's up there. But again, guys, sitting at 83, 85 mile an hour range can certainly win a lot of games. But it boils down more to what's their second pitch. If they have a decent second pitch, decent second and third pitch, or if they have movement on the fastball. Because again, at this level against good teams, a guy throwing 88 and a straight, they're going to get hit hard eventually.
Mm-hmm. All right, Justus. Before we leave on the first of our 3 sections tonight, let's talk a little bit about your sophomores. And I guess if you're a 4-year coach, it's your seniors. If you're a high school coach, your seniors. Your sophomores. I think offensively, I think Chad Butler, Jeremy Morski have really, really contributed well. And I think also Ezekiel Johnson, a guy that's solid for you, and Omar DeHaro. And, I know you're going to miss those guys.
Oh, sure. Those 4 guys hopefully get an opportunity to play at the next level as far as 2 more years of baseball. They're all good kids, and they truly want to keep playing baseball. And I think there's probably a spot for each 4 of them somewhere across the country. Those guys can be missed. They've from day one in the fall, they've worked extremely hard, have been somewhat of team leaders in their own way. They have done everything I asked of them, and they're competing. When things were going really bad for us, those 4 guys seemed to be steady. They didn't panic. They acted right. They kept playing hard, and that's really all you can ask. And it shows because they have success.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have our second session tonight. Don't go away. This is Ridgecrest Talk right here on KZGN. Okay, this is number 2 coming up. Joey, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. And we're back, and a very pleasant good evening. If you just joined us, this is KZGN. I am Tom Heck with head coach Justus Scott of Saracoso. Justus also the interim athletic director over there and wearing a lot of hats. Budget director, I understand, too, and doing quite a bit. But let's talk about an event we have coming up on Saturday night, the 28th, and that'll be up at Saracoso. And that's one thing it is a fundraiser, but it also, I think, bridges the community with recreational sports, trying to emphasize the importance of physical fitness to young people, participation at a young age, belonging to a group, a team, trying to learn discipline at a young age. Let's talk a little bit about that event, Justus.
Well, I'm extremely excited. Obviously, first year here. It's my first time going to it, and it sounds like all the things you mentioned. That it's great for the community. It's great for us as a college for multiple reasons. You know, the fundraising, being part of the community, which I know since the short time I've been here since September that I've seen the gap close a little bit where. Between the youth sports and what we have going on out here athletically, that there's a lot of interest and a lot of community support for our athletic programs, and vice versa too. I think we are starting to support the youth little leagues and youth leagues a little bit more. So it's a good event for all of us to get together and enjoy ourselves and honor some good little athletes.
Mm-hmm. Now, some of the teams that we're going to have will be Murray Junior High School boys basketball. There's 7th and 8th grade teams. Coach Matthew Skipworth does an excellent job with that group. And really, they've been a dominant program the last couple of years, and they've won the junior high tournament. Not only sometimes in December have they won it, but also in the winter time. We have 2 tournaments a year for the junior high kids. And then another team that you're familiar with, the IWV senior football team. Talk about them. You were at all their games. Most
Sure,
of them.
I saw most of them. The only time I couldn't see them is when we were playing a fall game. But yeah, they were extremely fun to watch. They were a very good football team and very well coached. But by far the best coached football team in the entire league. Coach Savatasi does a tremendous job, and I believe he's moving up to the high school next year. So they were fun to watch. They played very hard, and they had about a dozen really good athletes. So that class will Coach Mather will be real happy for them that come up. And I think it's all 8th graders. I think my son was the only 7th grader. So he will. There might have been another one, but he will. He'll be there tomorrow, Saturday night. So that'll be fun to have him there, kind of being honored with that team.
Mm-hmm. And I know that the rumor is that you may take the reins of that team, huh? The coaching the football team. Kidding, you have enough on your plate to worry about that. You know, that league is interesting because it's somewhat spread out. The kids have to travel, and I think it's competitive. And the only team they lost to was the same team they lost to in the championship in the regular season. And talk about that championship game that they played.
Well, it was a great game. You know, it was close all the way until the 4th quarter, and I think they had a chance. Again, they were playing a team that had more talent, East Side, and they had to almost play a perfect game, and it just about did. And which I didn't know at the time, but again, how the league is run, it's kind of interesting. It's different than most places, and probably because of the amount of kids and the amount of teams and how spread out it is, like you said. But that team that they lost to in the championship, I had about 10, 12 9th graders. So the disadvantage or the advantage for them being just a year older.
Absolutely a big advantage. Now the other teams that we're honoring, the 5th grade basketball league teams, Fowler Elementary School, their boys and girls, they were the regular season champions, along with Gateway, the Gateway boys and girls. They were the winners of the St. Anne Saracoso basketball championship. So all 4 of those teams will be here. In fact, actually Gateway was a co-champion for boys in the regular season with Fowler. So those 4 teams will be honored along with their coaches. And when we come back after our second break, we'll look at the other teams that we're going to honor. There's going to be some auctions. There's going to be some door prizes. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll name our donators and encourage you to come out. Again, that's this coming Saturday night. Dinner is catered by Casey's. He does a great job. Casey Steaks and Barbecue, one of the best family atmosphere restaurants in the community. Great food and just a bunch of nice people over there that do a lot to support the community. Casey Groves, the owner of the establishment, also played baseball for 2 years here at Saracoso. So he is a big baseball fan. I know he's a diehard Angel fan and a big supporter of the college. We'll take this break. When we come back, more. Don't go away. This is Ridgecrest Talk right here on KZGN. And welcome back to our third segment of the Ridgecrest Talk right here on KZGN. If you just happen to tune in, I'm Tom Heck with Justus Scott, the head baseball coach and the interim athletic director up at Saracoso. And Justus and I spoke a little bit about his program in our first segment. Talked about in our second segment our big dinner coming up. We want to kind of pick up from there, and we're talking about the teams that we're going to honor, and we've named a few, and also want to say that the Burroughs High School JV baseball team will be there. John Bradley coaching that team, the varsity team, and he'll have his assistants there. John Bradley's varsity team this year off to a very good start. They're, I believe, 6-1 right now, only one loss to Moore Park. So that's a very strong program that's coming up. And then the Burroughs High School freshman football team that were the league champions of the Mojave River League. They didn't lose one game in league, only lost one game all year. Head coach Todd Mather of the varsity program is going to speak, and he'll have his coaches there also, the lower level coaches, Coach Griffin, and we look forward to having all those guys here, along with the Emmanuel Christian volleyball team. They're going to be honored, and they had a great run. They went third round, and they were the high-low league champions. So we have a lot of teams that we're going to honor. Glad to have them all come, and we look forward to a pretty good crowd. The prices are $20 for adults, and that includes your dinner. That alone is almost $20. And there's also going to be some nice door prizes. Kids are only $10. All the athletes eat for free over there. And Justus will be one of our speakers, kind of one of the MC, so to say, and we'll be introducing the teams. They'll come up, and we look forward to doing that. Some of the door prizes that we're going to have, we have some autographed baseballs from Saracoso. We have an autographed softball from the varsity team at Burroughs High School. And we also have a autographed softball from Lone Pine High School. Be the first on your block to get those things if you can win. We also have donations for door prizes from AutoZone. David Gill, a real nice guy over there, tries to help us out. Brian over at Sears, our manager, gives us a nice gift over there, along with Baxingdale's, and she does a great job over there and tries to help us out. TJ Frisbee, along with Jewelry to Go. We appreciate the work that Mary does and always gives us a nice donation over there. And we also have some auction items coming in. Tender Meats Incorporated is giving us a nice coupon, along with Pizza Factory. They help us out also. And also all those, and hopefully I just about named everybody that helps and gives us something that we can use for the door prize, and then also for some raffle items. And the auction items are going to be kind of fun. I know we've got a Pete Rose autographed jersey, I believe.
Correct. Yeah, it's. I saw Pete Rose speak at a convention, if you will, convention. It was at a casino in Northern California about 3 or 4 years ago, and his authentic Reds jersey, and they put his milestones on the back of it when he got hit, first hit, 100th hit, all the way up till the record, and he signed it for us, and so I think that's something that I'm going to part ways with for this cause, but it's a good item.
Okay, and we're also going to have some other memorabilia that's going to come in that you might want to check out. We have some autographs and some also of some musicians and some movie stars, I guess, pictures, so to say. And Justus, do you remember any of those specifically that we ordered and are going to be here hopefully on Wednesday?
Not specifically. We'll let it be a surprise. So it was there's some good stuff though.
Now let's talk a little bit about where the funding goes for this and how much it can help Saracoso. I'll let you talk about that.
Sure. It's in our environment, junior college athletics, pretty much across the board, that we rely on a lot of support from the community and from people that are basically supporters of just not only youth sports but this level of competition, this level of athletics. So again, it's something that we need. Everybody needs it, but we certainly, in our position, certainly need it.
Mm-hmm. And again, it's a good cause. Well, some of the auction items, if you're curious, and they're going to be there, and they're just kind of fun to look at, if for nothing else, and these are all authentic. They come from New York, and they've been basically proven as authentic. An Elton John record album, and Apollo 11 astronauts 16 by 20 photograph there. I think that was a great
choice.
Yeah, it sure was. Star Trek TV, they'll have the cast, 16 by 20. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, 16 by 20 photograph. And probably before your time in that one, but those guys were two of the best fighters that ever lived. A Willie Mays, 16 by 20, the great center fielder for the Giants. Yogi Berra, 16 by 20 photograph. And Yogi Berra, best known probably for some of the offbeat comments and phrases that he came up with during the years. But a very faithful New York Yankee, played on a World Series team. Muhammad Ali boxing glove, that's a pretty nice item. Serving Private Ryan, cast by 5, which is a movie poster. That was chosen by the beloved animal, one of our workers here. The Miracle on Ice, a 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team photograph. Duck Dynasty, that was a favorite. 16 by 20 photograph. The Avengers, 16 by 20. Ted Williams, a great baseball star, Hall of Famer, 16 by 20. Garth Brooks, sheet music, and Mel Gibson, 11 by 14 photographs. So we have quite a lot of things, at least to look at, and those items, to be honest, are priced a little bit high, but we do, if anyone does purchase those, we do make a little bit on them. And again, all this goes to the athletic department at Saracoso, and the goal is that we help with this money support the programs we have, and supplement and hope to add to adding on a sport or two in the near future, and try to get as many regional and local kids as possible. I know that Justus, in your recruiting right now for next year, is really, you've made a good effort and have some kids from the Northern California area, and you have eyes on other ones from the state.
No, absolutely, yeah. We're be able to reach it in Northern California, and it'll obviously be determined later how many. But right now we got 5 that have verbally committed that they want to come to Saracoso, and we have to hit the entire state. But right in our backyard, Burroughs High School has 3 or 4 guys with this class that can certainly play college baseball. Now, if we get them, that'd be great. But we certainly are going to try to get as many of them as we can.
Absolutely. So Justus doing a great job out there for next year's team. I know he's came in kind of late this year, and has done a good job, and worked and meshed with what he has there from the prior team, and picked up a few here and there at the semester, and has really gotten the most out of his players. So he'll look forward to next year coming up. I'm sure we all will, and a new day and new schedule, and I understand next year he's going to upgrade that schedule, and won't have to go to travels to certain places, but
we're going to try. We're going to try.
Well, we hope you'll come Saturday night, and if you need information on that, you can call 760-384-6384. Justus, appreciate you coming in, and we'll look forward to seeing hopefully a few people come on Saturday night. Again, the doors open at 6:15. Tickets are on sale at the door or at Red Rock Books. For Justus Scott, I'm Tom Hick, bidding you a very pleasant good evening. Thanks for watching. This has been the Tuesday night sports theme right here on Ridgecrest Talk for KZGN.